Now, Rebel Moon premiered last night at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood, California. And per CBR, Netflix Rebel Moon makes its red carpet premiere. Since its inception, decades in the making, Rebel Moon has gained traction as its own franchise, removing it further from its original pitch as a darker Star Wars episode. With both parts having wrapped production, the red carpet premiere of the first chapter, Rebel Moon Part 1 Child of Fire, marks the official debut of this long-awaited franchise. The film will have a limited theatrical run starting December 15th before becoming available on the streaming platform on December 21st. On December 13th, the upcoming space opera, directed by Zack Snyder, made its exclusive premiere at the TCL Chinese Theater in Hollywood. The red carpet opened at 5:30 p.m. to a positive response as the majority of the cast, from the supporting characters to the central stars, including lead actress Sofia Boutella, made appearances at the event. The crew, including director Zack Snyder and his wife Deborah, were also present along with writer and executive producer Kirk Johnston. The set of the red carpet included displays of the main cast costume, donned by mannequins of their actors' likenesses, most notably the diorama placed at the very opening of the procession. And Rebel Moon gets high praise at its premiere. Actors all expressed great enthusiasm for the premiere and the production of Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire, especially praising director Zack Snyder's attention to detail on set, the use of practical effects, and the effort put into designing the perfection location. Actor Greg Kirk, who plays Marcus, divulged to CBR his experience during the filming, including the idyllic pastoral set and Snyder's stylistic handiwork. In this time of so much green screen and AI, Zack opted for building so many practical sets. Crick said in an interview, obviously it's got a balance of both, but predominantly, especially the scenes I was part of, they're actually built a whole village to scale. They literally planted the wheat. And I've seen a couple of these behind the scenes photos and clips, and absolutely the filming locations for this look absolutely incredible. Now, this article that I just went over here, it sounds fairly positive, right? Well, if it's fairly positive, can somebody tell me what the hell is going on with these Rotten Tomato reviews? This morning when I got up, all I seen was articles all over the place with headlines reading things about the 9% rating that this thing had first thing this morning. Now, first I want to say that, once again, this movie just premiered last night. So in my mind, a majority of these critics may not have had a chance to properly put their reviews in. There was only a little over 20 reviews at the time of this 9%. I mean, be honest, the people with the worst opinions are usually the first ones to yell. And that's with anything. It's the negative ones that are going to jump out there and write a review as fast as they can. It's the ones that really enjoyed it that tend to sit back. And I mean, that doesn't matter if you're talking about a movie, a new album or song, or a video game. I mean, it doesn't really matter. The people that enjoy these things usually sit back and just enjoy the stuff they have. It's the ones that don't like it that need to get out there and tell the world about it. Now, let's read a few of these reviews and maybe we can get a better idea of what the heck is going on. Fred Topel from the United Press International, with a fresh rating: an entertaining filtering of science fiction and general storytelling tropes through the lens of creator-director Zack Snyder. Now, Zack Snyder does have a very particular artistic directing style. If you've seen any of his movies in the past, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. They have a certain tone to them. They have a certain feel. One of my personal favorites is Sucker Punch. Say what you will, I know there's a lot of people out there that didn't really care for that film, but I absolutely love that movie. Next, we have David Crow from Den of Geek. Despite existing in a galaxy with 1,000 star systems and worlds, there is no sunlight in the thing. or charm. It is a unrelenting, bleak cosmos that mistakes a lack of humor for a lack of life. Yee. Jermaine Lusser, Rebel Moon is a catastrophe of sci-fi tropes. It's undeniably beautiful, expertly designed, and enjoyable enough to watch, but leaves little lasting impression. Now, the article we just went over highlighted how the critics were praising this thing at the premiere, but then, what, they all went home and wrote a bunch of negative reviews? Where are we at? Okay, we're at 24%. Like I said, first thing this morning, we were at 9, but currently we're at 24% and 82% audience score. I mean, to me, anymore, the audience score means more to me than these critic scores, because like we've said in previous episodes, there's a majority of these critics that are more concerned with their review reflecting their own personal, well, I shouldn't say opinions, because that's what a review is, but some of it seems like it's more personal, right? It's more personal towards Zack Snyder, more personal towards the Snyder fans. Santiago Alvuri, in a galaxy far, far away, a group of peasants seeks the help of a rebel alliance in order to end an oppressive empire. Okay, I mean, that 2.5 out of 5. Courtney Howard with Fresh Fiction gave it a 1.5 out of 5. What should have been an inspired homage to sci-fi classics comes across as a cribbed from Cliff Notes scribbled down by a sleep-deprived student who only half paid attention in film class. It's a vapid byproduct of outsized ambitions. I wonder, because something else I did notice, I seen today, was something about, there's 2 versions of this film already. There's the theatrical cut that is currently being screened in theaters and that is going to be premiering on Netflix next Friday. And then in like a month from now, we're going to get the director's cut that usually is always going to be much better. All of Zack Snyder's previous director's cuts have been 100 times better than the studio cuts. So why don't we just start there from now on? So I'm wondering if maybe the theatrical cut, the studio cut of this film, is not as good as Zack Snyder's original vision, and that's why we're getting the ratings that we're getting. Valerie Complex, Deadline Hollywood Daily. Another Zack Snyder movie that deals with the same old issues, quality production values with scatterbrained, incoherent storytelling. I feel like a broken record. The Wrap, William Bibanani. Bibanani. All right. A hugely expensive but uninspired Star Wars knockoff with some thrilling action sequences and truly some ugly moments that taint the entire thing. Wow, I wonder what he could be referring to there. I'm so excited to see this movie myself. Let's see what the audience has to say. Right here at the top, L. Bryan 1918 with a half of a star. It hasn't even come out and Snutter fans praise it as if it were the second coming of Christ. Typical of the flock XDXD. That's obviously a Snyder hater. I don't understand why Rotten Tomatoes is rating Rebel Moon so low. The movie is a lot better than movies they've scored higher. It clearly shows there's hidden interest in most of the critics. And I mean, we've talked about this before. They're all, the majority of them are all under the guidelines of the message, and it's not cool to like Zack Snyder right now, I guess, so there's not a shred of plot in this movie. Great visuals and great emotional arc, very rewatchable, and can't wait to see the director's cut and part 2. The world is huge, and I need to see what's waiting for us. Now, see, that's more like it. Harrison W. Hugo, absolute must-see. Zach never disappoints. Now, I do wonder how many of these reviews are from people that have actually seen it, because I know it is like, it's a limited release, so it's not at all the theaters, right? It's not at all the theaters, so. Rebel Moon Rotten Tomatoes score debut sets a new Zack Snyder record. I read this earlier. We're not going to go through it. This is Screen Rant, and it totally reads like a hit piece. Rotten Tomatoes score of Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon has arrived, and the Netflix film sets a new record for a divisive blockbuster filmmaker. Unreal. 24% rotten by the critics with 41 reviews, and 100 plus reviews from the audience at an 82%. Well, gonna have to wait till next Friday and watch this thing for ourselves, and we'll definitely be talking about it again. Personally, myself, I'm super excited to see this film. December 22nd, that's the day before my birthday. So happy birthday to me. I'm going to watch some Rebel Moon, and hopefully it's not as bad as what these critics are saying, but I have a feeling that it's not going to be as bad as what these critics are saying, and it sounds like it's going to be one hell of a time. Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon.